Rolls-Royce Phantom. The grandest and greatest luxury conveyance in motordom was replaced by Rolls-Royce in 2017 and given a glittering 5-star road test. Owners will love the car at least as much for the extravagant statement of wealth and status it endows, and for the unmatched sense of occasion you enjoy when traveling in one. But while many won't ever know as much, the latest Phantom is also an utter joy and a rare pleasure to drive. Its superbly comfortable and singularly isolating ride comfort can be sampled from the back seats, of course, and is like nothing else you will encounter in a car. Gently loping and deliciously indulgent feeling, but also supremely quiet and smooth, despite Rolls-Royce's fitment of the latest run-flat tire technology. The car is available in standard and extended wheelbase forms, and there can be no greater expression of wealth than the sheer size of the latter, which is within a whisker of measuring fully 6 meters in length. Yet the precision feel and perfect weight of the car's large-rimmed steering wheel, made even thicker as part of the latest facelift, is remarkable. Likewise, the ease with which you can place such a huge car on the road, the tolerance it has for whichever rate of progress suits your trip, the supreme refinement and flexibility of its V12 engine, and the progressiveness of its throttle pedal on step-off. Even though it's a near 3-ton love song to splendid isolation, this car will accelerate from 0-100 miles per hour and from 30-70 miles per hour through the gears quicker than the last Ford Focus RS. The integrity of its engineering is simply breathtaking. Rolls-Royce Ghost. The Ghost was a line in the sand for Rolls-Royce when it appeared in 2009, the beginning of a shift that transformed the company's annual production volumes. Now in its second generation, the Phantom's understudy has evolved substantially. Where the Ghost's mechanical underpinnings were once adapted from those of the BMW 7 Series, it now shares the same architecture of luxury platform as the Phantom and the Cullinan SUV. There are also innovations, such as Rolls-Royce's mass dampers for the front suspension and an active anti-roll bar for the rear axle, both of which help bring ride quality closer than ever to that of the Phantom. However, while the Phantom is very much a car in which to be driven, the Ghost was intended as a car for the well-heeled driver, and its dynamic character reflects that. Slighter totter riding and more agile than the Phantom, partly by virtue of its more compact proportions, it lends itself more readily to the cut and thrust of daily motoring on traffic-clogged UK roads than its bigger sibling. And yet in terms of interior space, luxury ambience, and sheer material quality, the car sits only the smallest of rungs below its bigger sibling, adopting as it does Rolls-Royce's new post-opulence design approach, both inside and out. It's a neoclassical fortress on wheels, but a usable one. Bentley Flying Spur. Bentley's 4-door limousine started off its modern life as the Continental Flying Spur in 2006, only dropping the nomenclative prefix that links it with the Continental GT as part of its biggest model overhaul to date in 2014. But the Flying Spur, now in its 3rd generation, isn't so difficult to distinguish from the related 2-door coupe, thanks to its prouder, more muscular design. Cruise Luxury Saloon also benefits dramatically from a new platform, which was co-developed with Porsche and uses 4-wheel steering and active anti-roll bars. It also better insulates the fantastically opulent cabin from the road and provides the basis for genuinely good driving dynamics. Grip, balance, and steering are all noticeably improved. Of course, there's the same calling card 6.0-liter twin-turbo V12, which makes 626 bp plus bottomless torque and fires the car to 62 miles per hour in comfortably less than 4.0 seconds and onto a top speed of more than 200 miles per hour, if you want it. Versions of the Spur equipped with Bentley's lighter, more freely revving V8 and a 6-cylinder plug-in hybrid powertrain are also offered, though. The hybrid system suits the big Bentley rather well, its near-silent progress in EV mode, offering a sepulchral sense of calm when you're mooching. Yet when its V6 engine chimes in, it's almost as quick as the V8, even if it doesn't have that engine's character. Never before has the Flying Spur felt so complete, then, and so able to execute the role of supersonic luxury driver's car. And much of that is still down to the cabin. Even though it's Bentley's entry-level limousine, The Flying Spur offers an interior of genuinely luxurious ambience and feel, kitted out with soft, beautifully stitched leathers, authentic, natural veneers, and eye-catching and tactile metal brightwork. BMW i7. The BMW limousine has just taken a huge stride into the future with the introduction of the first electric 7 Series, called the BMW i7. While its street-tough styling doesn't quite level with the refined elegance of some of the cars elsewhere on this list, there can be no denying its claims as a luxury operator. Lavish and refined to travel in, with onboard technology options that even Rolls-Royce, Bentley, and Tesla don't offer, the i7 is probably the greatest luxury EV of the moment. The car launched in early 2023 in dual-motor, 4-wheel drive, xDrive 60 form, giving it a little over 500 BEP and a battery of just over 100 kilowatt-hours of usable capacity for a real-world cruising range, as verified in our road test of a little under 300 miles. DC rapid charging capability is impressive, however, with the car capable of averaging close to 150 kilowatts during a typical rapid charge. Like all versions of the G70 Generation 7 series, the i7 comes in de facto long wheelbase form only, so it offers plenty of lounging space for rear passengers. BMW's executive seating option makes for sleeping seat style reclining in row 2. A 31-in theater screen touchscreen can also be fitted. It folds down from the car's roof and allows passengers in the back to enjoy streaming media at a scale unlike in any other limousine. An air-suspended chassis with 4-wheel steering and active anti-roll bars delivers a quiet, isolated ride that feels especially stable at motorway speeds, but that combination can also make this car handle with a degree of poise and balance unknown to most cars of its size, but typical of a BMW. Mercedes-Maybach S-Class. The richest and most special car in what might be the most universally respected and admired limousine range in the world, the Mercedes-Maybach S-Class is the modern standard bearer for Daimler's Maybach super luxury brand. To judge by appearances, you would say it was at least as much S-Class as Maybach, and that's the result of Daimler's strategic decision, taken a few years ago, to broaden the reach of the Maybach marque by creating Halo Maybach models across some of its more normal Mercedes car ranges. The ultra-rare Simon Cowell spec Maybach only 57 and 62 limousines were at the same time consigned to history. So the fact that this car is only an S-Class may be at once its biggest strength and its key vulnerability. Compared with a Rolls-Royce or a Bentley, an S-Class might not cut a lot of mustard for drool-worthy curbside appeal, but being an S-Class also makes this car the recipient of all those advanced active suspension and driver assistance technologies and helps to make it so brilliantly refined, rich, and cosseting. The flagship S650 model's 600 and 3 BAP twin-turbocharged Patrol V12. Although the UK will also get the 496 BAP 4.0-liter V8 S580, is barely audible, and its dedication to comfort and good manners is outstanding. At 18 centimeters longer than even the long wheelbase version of the standard S-Class, you can guarantee that even the longest-legged passengers will have space aplenty. Rolls-Royce Cullinan. Goodwood's Marmite addition to the super luxury segment arrived in 2018 in response to a significant amount of Rolls-Royce customer feedback that a more daily usable, all-surface capable, family practical model would be a very welcome way to augment the firm's showroom range. The Cullinan has been met by enough criticism of its design to have set an aspect, a sense that its maker has taken a significant risk in introducing a car that some have described as awkward and unlovely, and others have slammed in even less sympathetic terms. But if Rolls-Royce's market research holds true, and a year's worth of confirmed orders is a good sign that it will, the collective revulsion of those who wouldn't have bought a Cullinan anyway will do little to prevent it from becoming a commercial success. There is certainly as much to like about life on board this car as there might be to dislike about either the idea or the appearance of it. This is a true Rolls-Royce, and among its dynamic strengths are outstanding mechanical refinement, unimpeachable ride comfort, and excellent drivability. Height-adjustable air suspension and BMW-derived 4-wheel drive give the Cullinan all the off-road capability that many owners are likely to require. And while towing capacity is currently capped at 2.6 tons, that's due to increase to a more fulsome 3.5 tons before long, which is probably enough for a speedboat considerably more expensive than the car. Bentley Bentayga. The Bentayga has had an eventful passage through the Autocar road test evaluation process. It was the first in a barrage of 100,000 pounds plus super SUVs to come to market in 2016, and we first rated it highly with a caveat or two in W12 engine form, and then rated it higher still when Bentley introduced an Audi-sourced 429 BAP 4.0-liter turbocharged diesel V8 in 2017, which made exactly as much torque as the 12-cylinder petrol motor, but at more accessible crank speeds. Then, in 2018, amid the spreading toxicity surrounding diesel engines, Bentley removed the Bentayga diesel from sale in Europe, with it removing from view what we considered the definitive version of the car. A V8 petrol model augmented the range in the same year, while a plug-in hybrid arrived in 2019. There's now also the Speed, a 626 BAP, 188,030 pounds W12 P into excess, and the entire range was given an update for 2020. The Bentayga's wonderfully plush interior, its swell of torque-laden performance, and its sense of imperious, singularly enveloping luxury make it stand out even in this class. And these qualities might even be potent enough to win over a cynic who started out opposed to the idea of life in a blue-blooded SUV. It isn't quite as comfortable riding or isolating as the Cullinan, offering instead a slightly more sporting driving experience that comes at the expense of that final shade of ride comfort, but a shade is all the Bentayga gives up. An occasional suggestion of head toss, and the merest fidget of fussiness over certain lumps and bumps at speed. Even as a luxury car regular, there's every chance that you simply wouldn't know what you were missing. Range Rover. The original luxury SUV is now in its 5th generation, and this all-new version is undoubtedly the best. While the Range Rover's looks are an evolution of its predecessors, this is still an imposing piece of metal, while neat touches such as the slim taillights create real visual interest. Under the skin, it features the brand's aluminium MLA Flex architecture, while there's a range of mild hybrid petrols and diesels, a plug-in hybrid, and for the ultimate in performance and luxury, a BMW-sourced 523 BEP 4.4-liter V8 petrol. Regardless of engine, the Range's interior is now more spacious and lavishly finished than ever, the blend of modern design and tech with the traditionally brilliant use of wood and leather creating a club-class atmosphere that fully justifies an asking price that now starts within striking distance of a 6-figure number. Refinement and comfort are top-notch too, with a supple and wafty ride matched to excellent isolation from wind, road, and engine noise. While your passengers will appreciate the cosseting qualities of the Range Rover, you will arguably be having an even better time behind the wheel. Despite its vast dimensions, the Range Rover is easy to place on the road thanks to excellent visibility and its precise steering, while the optional steered rear axle delivers surprising agility in tight spots. Active anti-roll bars mean the car handles with impressive poise and tautness when in a hurry, and of course no other rival is as adept when getting their wheels muddy. Nearly half a century on from the pioneering original, the iconic Range Rover still delivers. BMW X electric super luxury cars with the performance, refinement, and versatility to really command the road have been slow to emerge, but the BMW X shows how they can be done. The exterior design of this full-sized SUV is divisive, and to some it may not count as desirable at all. But to those who really think about the EV they want to own, who care about how sustainable its various ingredients and production processes are, and who look a little deeper to find the desirability of a high-end car, the X should stand out for all sorts of reasons. This car has environmentally friendly olive-tanned leather, its lightweight electrically excited motors have no need of heavy magnets, and the metals for its drive battery are sourced responsibly from North Africa and Australia. It's available in several versions, the middle-sitting X xDrive 50 version of which has more than 500 BEP, four-wheel drive, and an advertised range in excess of 300 miles. And then there's the headline M60 version with its 600 bp to call on. Where the Ixt really impresses on the road is with its first-class ride isolation and drivability, which put it into this class on equal terms with the other cars here, despite being considerably cheaper than many. If you're ready to electrify the status symbol on your gravel drive, this is a very fine way to do it. Mercedes-Benz EQS. Mercedes' first crack at a luxury EV saloon certainly isn't short on ambition, with its swoopy Coupe-style looks and the option of a heady 751 bp dual-motor powertrain helping grab the attention. With a 107.8 kWh battery, it has the stamina you expect for a long-distance limousine too, with a claimed range just north of 350 miles. The interior is also very spacious, and while perhaps not up to the standard of the S-Class in terms of a high-grade fixtures and fittings, its vast hyperscreen digital dashboard option certainly creates an impression, even if it isn't the easiest to navigate. As you would expect, performance is astonishing, with even the lesser 649 bp version we tested managing to crack 0-60 miles per hour in 3.6 seconds, and more impressively, smash 30-70 miles per hour in 2.8 seconds. At speed, it's refined and comfortable, with low noise levels and a supple air-suspended ride. Curiously, its luxury credentials are undermined by a low-speed ride that's inconsistent and suspension that can be heard working over scored urban topography. And while it's staggeringly fast in a straight line and composed through the corners, there's very little in the way of adjustability of driver feedback. You'd essentially just point and squirt. As luxury EVs go, the EQS is a fine first effort, but it's not yet able to deliver the hushed opulence that the firm's S-Class has made its calling card. Moreover, given it's not really a satisfying steer in the traditional manner, it makes more sense in entry-level 450-plus guise than pseudo-sporty AMG trim.